What if the chronic fatigue ruining your days, the infections you can't shake, and that unexplained depression aren't separate problems, but all symptoms of one hidden deficiency affecting over 1 billion people worldwide? Harvard researchers just published shocking data. 42% of Americans are vitamin D deficient, but 82% don't even know it. These people have stealth deficiency. Their blood work looks normal, but their bodies are slowly breaking down from the inside. Welcome to Edge Genesis, where we decode the science of human optimization. Today, you're learning the 7 early warning signs of vitamin D deficiency that 95% of doctors miss, and the exact protocol to reverse this silent epidemic before it destroys your health. Let me shatter a dangerous myth. You think vitamin D deficiency only happens to people in dark climates. Dead wrong, Dr. Michael Holick proved that even people in sunny Florida show massive deficiency rates because modern humans spend 93% of their time indoors. Here's why this matters. Vitamin D isn't actually a vitamin. It's a steroid hormone controlling over 3,000 genes in your body. The Mayo Clinic defines deficiency as below 20 ng/ml. But cutting-edge research proves optimal function requires 50 to 80 nanograms/ml. Millions are technically sufficient, but functionally deficient. Dr. Stephanie Seneff at MIT discovered that vitamin D deficiency creates cellular dysfunction that mimics dozens of diseases. Your doctor treats depression, fatigue, and infections separately, never realizing they're all branches of the same tree. A 2019 study calculated this costs the U.S. healthcare system $25 billion annually in preventable diseases. Sign number 1. Chronic fatigue and weakness. The first sign ruins lives silently. Chronic fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. You sleep 8 hours but wake exhausted. This isn't laziness, it's cellular energy crisis. Vitamin D controls mitochondrial function, your cellular powerhouses. Turkish researchers found people with levels below 30 ml had 67% less efficient energy production. Your cells literally can't make energy without adequate vitamin D. This fatigue develops gradually, so you adapt to it. You think it's age or stress, but your vitamin D-starved mitochondria are operating at 30% capacity. A Netherlands study following 1,200 people found those with lowest vitamin D had 2.3 times higher risk of muscle weakness and 78% higher fall risk. Sign number 2. Frequent infections. Sign 2 destroys immunity, getting sick constantly and staying sick longer. If you catch every cold and need antibiotics multiple times yearly, vitamin D deficiency is likely the culprit. Dr. Adrian Martineau's meta-analysis of 25 studies covering 11,000 people showed vitamin D supplementation reduced respiratory infections by 42% in deficient people. Vitamin D activates your innate immune system, turning on genes that produce natural antibiotics your body makes internally. Dr. Carlos Camargo proved people with levels above 38 ng/ml had 36% fewer respiratory infections and recovered 43% faster. Your immune system literally runs on vitamin D. Sign number 3. Bone and muscle pain. Third is widespread bone and muscle pain, often misdiagnosed as fibromyalgia. Dr. Turner White's research proved 83% of chronic pain sufferers had vitamin D deficiency, but only 5% of doctors tested for it. The mechanism: deficiency causes parathyroid glands to overproduce hormone that pulls calcium from bones, creating deep aching pain. German researchers found vitamin D receptors throughout muscle tissue, and deficiency triggers chronic inflammation. Mayo Clinic proceedings followed 150 chronic pain patients. When they corrected vitamin D deficiency, 89% experienced significant pain reduction within 8 weeks. Sign number 4. Depression and mood disorders. Sign 4 attacks mental health, unexplained depression, and mood swings. The connection is profound. Dr. Isles mapped vitamin D receptors throughout brain areas, controlling emotion and motivation. Vitamin D regulates the enzyme, converting tryptophan into serotonin, your happiness neurotransmitter. Without adequate levels, your brain can't manufacture enough serotonin for stable mood. A Norwegian study of 21,000 people found those with levels below 20 ng/ml had 85% higher depression rates. Correcting deficiency improved depression scores by 42% in 8 weeks, comparable to antidepressants without side effects. Sign number 5. Hair loss. Fifth is unexplained hair loss, especially in women told it's just hormonal. Dr. Maria Rashid discovered vitamin D receptors in every hair follicle. Deficiency disrupts the entire growth cycle. Vitamin D activates cellular pathways, controlling follicle cycling. When levels drop, new growth slows, existing hairs weaken, and follicles enter premature rest phases. Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology compared 80 women with hair loss to controls. The hair loss group had 60% lower vitamin D levels. When corrected, 67% showed measurable regrowth within 12 weeks. Sign number 6. Slow wound healing. Sign 6 reveals through delayed healing. Cuts that should close in days take weeks, bruises linger abnormally long. Dr. Adrian Gombart discovered vitamin D controls production of cathelicidin, natural skin antibiotics that prevent infection and accelerate healing. University of Ohio followed surgical patients. Those with levels below 30 ng/ml had 89% higher infection rates and took 34% longer to heal. Optimal levels, 50 to 80 nanograms/ml. Healed from injuries 45% faster than sufficient levels. Sign number 7. Bone loss and osteoporosis. The 7th sign develops silently. Progressive bone loss leading to fractures from minor impacts. You can't feel bone loss happening. Skeletons weaken 2 to 4% yearly while you feel normal. When vitamin D is insufficient, calcium absorption drops to 10 to 15%. Your parathyroid glands command bones to release calcium to maintain blood levels. Dr. Robert Heaney proved people with levels below 32 ng/ml lose bone mass, regardless of calcium intake. Your current vitamin D test is probably wrong. Standard ranges prevent rickets, not optimize health. The establishment considers 20 ng/ml sufficient, criminally inadequate. Dr. Bruce Hollis proved immune function doesn't maximize until 50 ng/ml, with some functions improving to 80 ng/ml. Request exact numerical results, not just normal. Test during late winter when levels are lowest, and don't accept sufficient when optimal is available. Start with testing. Order 25-hydroxyvitamin D through your doctor or direct pay labs. Begin correction protocol immediately if experiencing multiple signs. Track improvements in energy, mood, and symptoms to connect changes to optimization. Your vitamin D status affects virtually every body system. Optimizing this single hormone creates cascading health improvements that seem miraculous but are simply biology working as designed. If this opened your eyes to vitamin D optimization, subscribe for more science-backed health protocols. Comment below which sign resonated most with your experience. Stop accepting fatigue, poor immunity, and declining health as inevitable. Start optimizing your vitamin D today. Your future self will thank you.